Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Live in Aloha podcast. I'm Liz.
And I'm welcome back.
I feel like it's been a while.
Since both of us have been on.
Yeah.
It has. It has. It feels like it.
Good to be back.
Been
Missed
busy
you.
in between the lines.
I know. It has been a busy month, year, honestly,
Yeah.
since January.
Which to kind of bring it together, like to perspective, if you watch back our episodes from the months that we're going through just the different part of our work phase, which was our last busy season, kind of setting up going into, I think it would be interesting to see kind of the transition of like,
The prep to the
well,
action.
yeah, even the way that we're like in podcasts, like our emotions compared from then to now, our energy levels, like the way we talk about work,
Mm-hmm.
like we should probably take note of that because it's gonna be good to kind of measure up against how we did last year compared to how we did this year, managing
True.
all the fun parts of it
Mm-hmm.
would be fun.
But today is the third episode of the month, and the month topic is spring reset. If you didn't listen to the first or the second one, go back and listen to those. The first one is with my cousin, and we talked about spring cleaning, like your home and making your home ready and decluttering and all that. Then the second one, I talked about energy and time, or no, energy and joy, and how we can focus on the things that are giving us good energy and bringing us joy and getting rid of the things that aren't.
Hmm.
And then today we're going to talk about ADHD with Ma and kind of mental decluttering to be able to stay focused and, keep your priorities straight. And
Kind of the spring
yeah,
clean idea
yeah,
of,
for the brain.
especially for us, spring is big for us. We get busy
Hmm.
with work, so we have to like, I don't know. I just feel like if you don't prep for our spring season with the work that we do, you're gonna get either left behind, exposed. Your business is not gonna be able to do, anything good this year compared to last year. So
Hmm.
we did a lot of prep work, and
And we're
spring
talking
is
about the
huge for us.
landscaping business,
No, we're
by
talking
the way.
about everything. It's our busy season for
Well, detailing too, but
two of us.
you are extra busy with landscaping right now
Yeah,
because
physically.
you're going to the jobs.
The
So,
hardest challenge is being like in the position that we're in is just being in different places at one time. Like it's hard. You can't do that
hmm.
physically. It's impossible. So to find a way on how our presence can be felt, in two different places at one time. Like where we have guys doing work here, somebody doing
Hmm.
work here, me doing getting work, and all the parts moving.
Hmm.
We'll get there one day, but we're working towards that. And it's fun to see
Hmm.
the hard works of the winter months that we put in
Yeah.
and kind of how they come to fruition now.
Hmm. I love it. But I just wanted to talk because, I mean, do you have any like updates you want to share before we get into it or just get into it?
Any updates? No. I mean, I
Anything
think
you're
the biggest
loving?
challenge for me is to make sure that I'm keeping when I get really busy with work and it's funny, things start to feel a little easier when we're busy with work because we're able to afford and feel more confident with our life financially. But I've always been one to be like, when things are going really good, I'm always like, okay, how can I make sure that I'm not getting caught up in this part of my life too much? And, make sure I'm still doing the things that my wife asks me to do or like being a good dad. It's really hard to manage like being home, because a lot of my work is on my phone and my daughter loves, if I'm home, she wants my attention. And if I'm only home and for her waking hours of an hour and a half, because I'm at work all day and that hour and
Mhm.
a half, like 45 minutes of that, I'm on my phone just doing a bunch of catch up work.
Yeah. It's not much time in the day that you're actually spending with her.
I feel bad and I don't know. I got to get better at it for sure. I'm not the best, but I do think when you're kind of introduced like taking out all the bad things in your life and replacing them with good things that actually make you feel like you're ready. That's the spring clean idea,
Hmm.
or that's essentially what I'm trying to do is just to keep her happy, you happy, just those other areas of life rather than just being like this part is going great, everything else is good. I think this part is going great. I also still respect the other aspects of my life or other things that take time in my life and want to make sure I'm still prioritizing that 'cause
Mhm.
there's a lot.
Yeah, I feel like you do a good job, but it's also kind of in preparation, like doing all the hard work now. It's like knowing it's not forever, and like
Yeah,
we're trying to set
and it's fun.
ourselves up for having more freedom and not, I mean, we already are pretty flexible and like have a good work life balance, I feel like, because we are home a lot and we get to kind of do what we want when we want because we don't work for anybody else.
Yeah.
So in that way, it's nice, but obviously it's still a lot of hard work, especially when you're going and doing the jobs. But like knowing that it's not going to be like this the rest of your life, like you're always going to have to go every single day, 12 hours a day going to do the jobs until like you're
Yeah.
60, like that's kind of a good feeling, I feel like, because you
Yeah.
know that, yeah, it's hard when you can't spend so much time with us or she only sees you for 30 minutes that day or whatever it is. But it's like you're setting yourself up to be able to go to all her soccer games and practices
For
and
sure.
taking her to dances or whatever it is, like that some people might not get to experience because they do have work that takes all their time. So,
Yeah. I love that. I mean, I don't want to go too far off topic. I'll let you start with your questions. But yeah, that's kind of a thought of the week
mm,
that I've just been
trying to manage.
yeah.
Okay. So let's see. I just wanted to kind of start with like some signs that you're mentally overloaded and like not working properly in your brain
Me personally, like us as both individuals.
in general and you specifically or me.
Well, I think it's good because we both have ADHD, but you have a different version of almost the same kind of concept though. Like I can't focus on one thing. You don't like want to stop. You want one thing to work until you move on to the next thing. Do you
What
know
does
what I
that
mean?
mean?
Like you don't you want like if you have a task for Botox,
Hmm.
you don't want to go do other like five other tasks. You want to get that task done, then go like put the next task in place and then do that one and just check it off.
Hmm.
And you're good at doing that. Like you're good at like writing it down and getting it done.
One at a time.
Yeah, yeah. But for me, like it's more of a challenge because it's not just writing it down. Like I have to. It's funny because I feel like I have. Well, I do have ADHD, but also feel like I'm always kind of putting myself in situations where it makes our work a little harder because either I'm talking to a client a little longer, which is part of my ADHD. I'm
Hmm.
upselling a little longer than I probably should. I'm
Well, that's not,
doing
I don't
extra
think
prep
that's
work.
always a bad thing.
No, it's not the baddest thing, but it does do things where it can make my day feel harder.
Hmm.
And I'm a big believer in momentum.
Hmm.
So if I talk too long and then I'm like, oh, sure, I gotta be late to my next job, but then that being late to that next job is gonna make me late to the every single job after that. So the
Hmm.
trickling effect of it,
Hmm.
that's kind of the hard part to manage for me. But lately, ever since I started my medicine, and you know this obviously, but ever
Hmm.
since I've been taking my medicine, and I've been taking it for quite some time now, but it's been
Probably like 6 months, maybe a little more.
yeah, I mean it's been life changing.
I know it really does make
Honestly,
such a difference.
like I've never, I've probably gotten a lot done in a day, but I've never felt the feeling of me getting a lot done in a day. You know what I mean? It's so
Mhm.
different when you're just going through the motions of checking things off your list in a day rather than setting intentional things that you need to do tomorrow.
Wait, slow down, because I have points
Oh,
here
sorry.
that
No,
are all tying
I
into
love,
what you're saying.
yeah,
But so the first one is like procrastination was my first big point of mental overload signs.
yeah,
And just like the smallest tasks, which is something for you that I've noticed, but you've gotten better at it being on your medicine. Like the smallest tasks that would take 5 minutes, and you've talked about this, like if it takes you less than 10 minutes, you're gonna do it right now or whatever.
yeah. I think five.
The small things, like you need to call this person or you need to pay this bill or whatever it is, like that seriously does not take long at all. It just takes a tiny bit of focus.
Yeah,
And
like
like,
1 or 2 minutes of energy
yeah,
to check it off.
we have the time to do it. It's just like
Right,
we're not always clear
right.
on getting stuff done all the time. Like that's not how we work. But that's a big one. If you can't like do something and it's taking you weeks to do one phone call or
Yeah.
do something that
Funny
seriously
you
takes
bring
two
that up.
minutes,
It's funny
why?
because I just had that conversation with my cousin I went to go talk to today. Like,
Mm,
just the idea of procrastination.
mhm,
At the end of the day, when you own your own business, the only person it affects when you don't do your homework when you're a kid, you go to school, you procrastinate your homework, you get in trouble. You have a chance from your teacher of either giving you another, extending the
yeah,
deadline, or you also still have a chance of you fail the class, you go to summer school. So
mhm,
there's plan C, plan D, all to make up what? That you messing up that or messing up on not getting your homework done. But it's the same idea with work. If you don't prep, the only difference with work is it's more cutthroat. Meaning if you waste a client's time, if you're procrastinating and they feel that and they're not confident in the work that you're doing or
mhm,
professional services that you're trying to provide for them, if you can't, have a certain amount of, just a normal level standard field of professionalism, then people aren't going to want to get your services and you're not going to have
mhm.
a
No, I'm gonna take you
successful business.
seriously.
Right, right. Like you're just essentially going to be the idea of a small business your whole life,
Mhm,
your whole business life, at least. And for us, a big pivot for us was trying to learn how to not be a small business anymore and try to be a business that, will nourish in this economy.
yeah, and I think a big thing too is, like, you have to be so self-motivated,
Yeah.
especially when you have your own businesses that you're running. Nobody else is doing it for you. Like, you don't have the funds to be paying other people to do all the stuff that you don't wanna do yet, so you have to do it, and if you don't do it, it doesn't get done, and then you're screwed, basically. Like, you
Bars.
either don't get paid, you don't get repeated business, whatever, like, people don't trust you, you don't get a good review. There's
Yeah.
so many things that get affected when you don't do these so many small tasks that add up to be your whole day, you know?
Yeah.
But you just have to be so self-motivated. And I found that the medication that you're on, which is Vyvanse, if anybody's wondering, it helps you to like follow through with the task. So one of the things on my notes here is like executive dysfunction. Have you heard of that?
Executive dysfunction.
Yeah.
No.
So it's like the idea of
Surprising knowing you
being
as my wife.
being able to have like a task you need to do, like plan how you're going to do it, organize it, whatever it is, and then do it. Like the full thing.
It's executive dysfunction?
Yeah. Not being able to do those things.
It's the idea of doing all that and not doing it. Or like
Like you
having
just
all
can't
that to
finish
do
the
and not doing them?
task.
Okay.
Yeah. You start it and you can't finish it. Or like you start it and you don't know what to do with it. You just like lost.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
So
that
being
makes more
able to
sense.
complete the task, like you're able to do that. And another thing on here is we talked about a couple weeks ago, which kind of made me think about this being an episode for ADHD is like closing the loop. So if you wanna,
Closing the
you
loop
know how you're saying, or like closing
tab.
the tabs in your head and closing the loop, like
Yeah. So like you said, the 5 minute rule that we talked about earlier, it's a big thing for me. And this was part of like maturing as I grow up. As I've grown up these past few years with, pursuing um trying to be a business owner and starting businesses is what's it called? Shoot, I'm kind of just blanked out. This is part of the ADHD, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having a conversation while I'm talking right now in my head that has nothing to do with this conversation. That's what it's like. That's why I keep blanking out. And in the middle of conversations, if it looks like I'm blanking out, it's because I'm talking to myself in my
about
head,
something else.
probably about work tomorrow or next week, something for something. Always
Hmm.
the motor is always moving. But what was I talking
You were
about?
saying over these past few years, as you've grown up, trying to do your own businesses,
Yeah, I mean, I've come to find out that
the tabs.
if I don't do those, that's why I've made it a big goal to do those 5 minute tasks. And it's funny because you're like, it's probably dumb. It's dumb to think, you can not do that and just get to it later. Like
Mhm,
something about, say, if I had today you asked me to Venmo some person, you know what I mean?
mhm.
I could have waited. I was at Harbor Freight, I believe, and I read your message, and I'm a even with my messages, I always try to make it a goal to get back to my messages as fast as possible, or just to get back to them within a little time.
Yeah,
And I'll unread the message. If I read the message, I'll mark it as unread just so
yeah.
I know, hey, I gotta get back to that message later to reply. But that's stuff that I've kind of done that kind of work with the 5 minute rule, or meaning it takes me 5 minutes to read it to know what I have to start thinking about if it has to do with scheduling, depending on whatever the client's asking or whatever it is. Uh, just so I can get my brain moving, then I'll mark it as unread, just so that I can get it done later to actually
Mhm.
lock in whatever they're asking. You know what I
Right.
mean?
But with that said, you don't wanna do that with too many things where there's so many tabs
Oh
open in
yeah.
your head where you're so overwhelmed and you
Oh
don't know
yeah.
what to do. You don't know where to start.
Yeah. And that's
'Cause
something
that
I've
happens.
I've I've learned is like people look at when we go do say cars for detailing. When we go do cars, people know the idea of you cleaning a car, right? They know that, but they don't know what you offer. They don't know the value that you offer. They don't know that if you do headlight cleanings or headlight restorations, if you don't mention that you do it, if you don't show your professionalism of even noticing that there's oxidized headlights, or noticing there's scratches in certain places, or noticing that there's a stain on the headliner, if you as a professional, you need to know that, or else you're going to miss opportunities to be able to upsell. But also, when you're able to like talk in such a manner of bringing your client, bringing up things that they didn't even see,
Mhm.
like they probably saw it a year ago, forgot about it,
Mhm.
but you reminded them, and you're seeing it in the first 5 minutes you're seeing the car, rather than them knowing about that stain a year ago and forgetting all about it mindlessly because
Mhm.
they just didn't pay attention to it and take care of it. But if you don't study on how either there's also a way to even figure like just how to say things a certain way to make yourself sound like you know what you're talking about. You can get away with that too.
Yeah,
Like
I'm just
genuinely.
trying to think how you're tying this back into the closing the tabs.
Well, the way I'm saying is with for I keep forgetting what I was talking about.
That's okay.
No, no.
Sorry. I just was trying to figure out where you were going with that.
I know. What is it that I was talking about? I'm trying to remember. Because when I was no, no, when you had said something, I forgot.
The next thing on my list is scatterbrained.
Yeah, that's that's me right now. So,
Anyways,
how much sleep?
closing the tabs in your head, like how on our phone, if we have 100 tabs open on our
Oh,
Safari.
I know what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm gonna finish
Okay,
this.
go.
What I was trying to say is, when you're more professional with the idea of closing tabs in your head, you actually make it easier to close tabs with clients or get to the whether it be them booking or understanding a service you offer. I make it a challenge to try to do that in the least amount of messages.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Mhm.
And if you can do that in the least amount of messages, you won't have to think about a client booking and
For
your guys'
days,
conversation.
texting back
Yeah,
and forth.
your conversation is going for 2 weeks. Now your mind is invested for 2 weeks into this
Mhm.
client's, whatever idea, and it's not even guaranteed that the client will go for you. Maybe you waste your time. It's important you know how to close the gap of, offering them the services that they need and want, but also like making them understand the value that you're bringing to the table. So a big thing for me is I'll when people reach out, or if I reach out, let's just go for the example. If people reach out, it's essentially a warm lead. They already want aeration. People don't know if we don't, or that we offer power raking, that we offer overseating, that we offer, a thousand other things.
Mhm.
And when I get there, or even before I get there, I'll text like, "Hey, got you in the schedule for aeration. If you're ever interested in our other services that we offer, here's a rundown of them.
Mhm.
Here's the importance on why either, a specific one I feel is the best for this season
Mhm.
because of, say, lack of water
Mhm.
that we got through winter. That's a big one. So there's like me knowing that I can make it easier for my client to say yes in less messages to a certain appointment and to an amount of services.
Mhm.
So you show your professionalism to your client, but then it closes your tabs in your head much
Mhm.
faster. Now, instead of talking to that client for 2 weeks on finding out what package is best for them, you create a bundle that's best for essentially all your clients.
Mhm.
And maybe you add a few things and tweak it every now and then per client, but your mind's, there's a basic system that you have in place and it's just more manageable, I feel like. But then it also, again, as you work on your craft and as you get better at closing that like time frame from talking to your customer to them booking to you and doing it, then you're gonna be able to check, for me at least, as the stage that we're at in our businesses. That's big. If I just was having too many conversations with the billing people, we would not make any money.
Yeah. Kind of like my text that I sent that I booked the guy in one message.
And then told me that I need to learn from you, essentially.
No, you said.
I said, "Damn, I'm afraid for my job now." Because you did that, because that's a big
I
thing
did
for me, and you did
exactly
it
what
in
he's
one
talking
message.
about in one message.
Yeah. But it's because, so this is like a golden nugget that I feel like maybe in my head it's only to me it's a big golden thing, but maybe to somebody else it'd be like, well, duh, dumbass. But
Probably not.
just the easier you can make, and I said this to my cousin today when I went to go help him and talk to him, the easier you can make a client say, the quicker and easier you can make a client say yes, or make a decision to whether it be doing your services or not. Honestly, you obviously want them to do your services, or to receive your services. You want to make it as fast as possible, but also being able to explain without over informing. It's kind of there's a middle gray area, because you also got to be good at reading body language, tone, behavior when you're talking to people.
Like,
Or knowing
let me
when-
just give my example of my text.
yeah.
So this guy booked a detail. He said in his notes, I also have a different car if you want to, like, give me a quote on
Right.
doing both of them together.
And what kind of car was it?
I don't know.
Was that, did you already know it before
He
that
told me the
message?
kind of car. Yeah, it was a minivan or whatever.
Okay, so that's it. So from that, you had two routes to go. You could ask, what do you want done on the other car? Or you could have just easily just been like, okay, I'm going to assume
he wants the same
he wants
thing.
the same thing as the first car.
So this is what I did. I said, hey, I saw your note.
This is what being professional, this is experience right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is good.
I saw your note that you wanted your second car done. And, he kind of like insinuated that he wanted a deal to get the second one done. Like, hey, give me a quote on what your offer would be.
Yeah.
To get 2 done in a day. And so I said, the normal price is this for the same package on the van. Let's do it for this price total. And this is how much you're saving, because we'll give you $50 off or whatever for doing 2 in a day. And we can do it at this time on that day.
All in one message.
One
So
message.
This is the reply. And it's not like a big paragraph.
No.
She said it in like a very simple way.
Concise.
Very clear. They understood, like, if you read this message, it's exactly, first of all, it tends to the questions that they asked.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one thing you want to make sure your message does. Second of all, it solves the questions that they ask. So not only do you re-mention the question that they ask and, reassure them, but then now you give them an opportunity to take
an easy way to say yes.
Cars, the deal for the 2 cars, yes.
Because he's saving money and he's getting his car done, which he wanted to do. He wanted to do it anyways. He could have booked 2 cars in a day, but he wanted to see if he could get a deal.
Exactly. And all they had to do is type back yes for you.
Yeah, all he said was, sounds great, let's do it. And it was done. And I booked it in, and there didn't need to be any more communication.
There you go.
It wasn't back and forth. It wasn't like, what are you looking to get done?
Right. But even just typing that in, imagine just, what are you looking to get done?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the time that I'm on my phone. Yeah. Everybody is looking to get everything done in their lives, but you kind of got to tell them,
this is what you need. Here it is. Here's the
them.
price, yes or no. Check yes or no.
Yes. But you find ways on how to do it for your own business, whatever business you're working on. But I'm telling you right now, when you can close that gap on them saying yes, it's awesome.
And this isn't only about business, for those that are
right. It's just the way we're relating it to life, because it's all the same. Even with like me as a father, if I procrastinate, my priorities as a father, my daughter probably does not want anything to do with me now, but also won't want to do anything with me in the future. So it's important that I have to do, like the simple things of, if she's saying, Daddy, get up, in the morning, get up, because he wants you to go turn on the light for her room to go put on a dress at 6:30 a.m. That's okay.
Yeah.
Just do it. Yeah, it sucks to have to get up that early, but guess what? You're lucky to be able to even wake up. So there's just things that it's important to look at life like, you're blessed every single day, no matter what, whether it's challenging or not. Life is going to be challenging, but find a way to make it fun and manageable.
And I was just thinking, like, just another small task that I find myself doing that is so easy is like, or I find myself not doing, is like something will come in the mail and it's like, hey, here's your bill for this. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it later. So I set it down on the counter, and then 2 weeks, 3 weeks go by.
15 different locations.
It's still sitting in the pile, which is, it's like, why didn't I just pay it? But then I get another one in the mail, and I'm like, I thought I already paid this.
Yeah,
So then
but
I'm even
because of
more
procrastinating,
confused.
maybe you feel like now you got owe more, but it could be the same
No, yeah, it's
$15.
the same bill, but they're
Right.
like, "Hello, we still need you to pay it." And I'm like, "I already paid this." And then it's more work for me to be like, "Oh my gosh, I have to look it up and see
But
if I already paid this." Or,
now it's like even more of a burden, a burdening task to even feel like you have to do. Even though it's not.
mhm,
It takes 2 minutes. It takes
yeah.
0 amount of energy, really not that much.
Yeah.
But because you waited 1 more week more, now you feel like that task is
Well, and it just
that's not important to get to.
compounds
Yes,
in
yes,
a
yes.
bad way. And then that's how we get so overwhelmed in life
But
sometimes.
it works the same way the other way around. Even good actions, like,
For sure.
they all
And
compound.
side note, the better you get at doing these tasks right away, the the better you get at it, the better you are, obviously. But like this, the more easily it is to just do it when you say you're going to do it. The the
It
more you
becomes more of a habit.
procrastinate, yeah, the more you procrastinate, the more you say, "Oh, I'll do that later. I'll do that later." Fold your clothes 2 days later, 3 days later, 4 days later. Oh, it's still in the basket. Like this, the more you practice doing things in a timely manner, and it clears it off of your checklist in your brain or your paper, whatever checklist you have,
Yeah,
the better you get at it. And the more smoothly your life runs, basically.
yeah,
Then you're not overwhelmed. You're not stressed. You're not feeling
mhm,
behind.
yeah.
You're not feeling like, oh my gosh, I owe all these people money. I have like, all these things I need to do. My house is a mess. And you just don't feel, you feel overwhelmed, overcluttered. Okay, moving on.
But, yeah, definitely.
Ano
I mean, you made a great point. Just at the end of that question, and your question was restate the question for them to know what we're kind of tying
Just
back in.
signs that you're mentally overloaded?
So,
That question?
obviously, that was a great example if you overview just that little conversation we had in that little session.
Mhm.
Um, the mental overload that we have, like the overwhelmingness that we have, we just started talking, like, we went on a 15-minute rant probably. When it comes to overloads, we have like obviously it's a bunch of overload. We just started talking about we just went straight into conversation about whatever we thought first and made it relate to the topic. But definitely we have a lot going on mentally. But in order, I'll tell you this. I'm grateful that we had the opportunity to kind of build up to the amount of work that we have because we kind of gradually were able to grow into it. It
Mhm.
would be harder if we just got thrown into the fire. But also like we've broke the bad habits that we used to have so that put us in bad situations where if we didn't do this, like buying resin before the
Hmm.
hot season, then our jobs would take,
Way
an
longer.
hour longer per detail. But if the longer I wait to order that resin, the longer the details are going to get. And then
Another thing,
we lose money because I procrastinated or taking 10 minutes to order something. You know what I mean?
yeah, another one that just reminded me of how you have been sending messages one by one to every single person whose yard you do, asking for a review. And I'm like, hey, there's a feature on Square where you can just have an automatic message sent after every service. You never have to think about it again.
Yeah.
Instead, you're sitting here every night. Oh my gosh, I
But
have to send all these messages.
yes. There's a few things to that. So I would love the automated message because it matches up. If I knew that that was coming, I would tell them, "Hey, you should." I would tell them, "Hey, like you're gonna see a message come." But since it's from me, I always just tell them post appointment. Like since I haven't set up that automatic
Yeah.
message to go through, I tell them, "Hey, I'll send over a review link by tonight. Would you
Hmm.
mind just leaving us a review? It means so much."
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something so simple, but again, like, just see that little, like, line that I just said, like, it would mean so much, you know,
More personable.
just making them feel the importance of, leaving a five-star review that takes 1 minute at a time, but
Hmm.
in that 1 minute, it means the world to you as a business owner
Hmm.
and as the brand. Um, but then now they feel like people love feeling like they're helping
They're
people.
important. Yeah.
Well, yes, their opinion is important. That's the review, but also that they're helping people. Like they're
Hmm.
helping you, advance in the success or the field that you're working in.
Hmm.
So it makes them feel even better that not only did they enjoy your service, but now there's people out there that can see the enjoyment that you had using your services.
Okay.
It all compounds. Like I said, they're good. Only gets makes it better if you just try to keep the good habits,
Hmm.
in place, and you always have to refine. Refine.
Right. It's hard.
It's never done.
It's hard to just keep going every day forever. with good habits, like
Oh,
but it's probably more draining, definitely more draining mentally if you're feeling behind and overwhelmed.
yeah,
But okay, let me just finish off these little signs because we're still on bullet point number one.
yeah. Go ahead.
Signs you're overloaded: scatterbrain, procrastination, mentally tired, just like you can't think straight, you got foggy brain,
Yeah.
easily irritated or overstimulated because when you have so much going on in your head, it
And
doesn't take much to
that's
pop
what we
off.
just talked about, like with the tasks.
Yeah.
If you wait too long, it feels more. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
emotion feels more no matter what it is.
Yeah. But also just like if something that on any good day wouldn't bother you, if you're already feeling stressed in your head, but it goes to show you need to be clear in your head because it affects everything around you as well. Halfway done tasks is another one. Like,
Ooh,
you start a bunch of things and you just don't finish them because you can't focus till it's done.
right, right.
Can't focus on what you're doing. That's obvious. Emotional intensity, that kind of goes along with the other thing I just said.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are like signs. But what can we do about it? What are the solutions to having mental overload? What should we do to fix it and get a clear head? I wrote down that a brain dump is great. I love a brain dump, or just like saying everything out loud helps me a lot too. Just like I'll just be like, "Hey, I need to tell you like all this stuff," and you just sit there and listen, and it's great, and then I
Yeah.
feel better.
Well, I'm getting better at that. I'm not great just at listening. If it's the sixth time you're telling me this information, I'm gonna start helping you solve the problem. If it's the sixth, the fifth, fourth, third, second, and first, I'll let you talk. But the sixth, you're done. We're finding solutions
He's
to these
giving
freaking
answers. He's not
issues.
listening anymore. Yeah. But a brain dump, like we both have whiteboards. Ma got me a whiteboard. It was really cute to be able to write all my stuff on because he has his in here
You easy to
and he
brag,
has
bruh.
so many
I got you a
sections.
whiteboard, bro. She said that's cute.
Well, it is. But being able to write down whether it's your weekly plan or your daily plan or both or your month, like look at the whole. I don't know how people like don't know what's coming up in life.
Honey, we don't. We barely even know what tomorrow's gonna bring.
I don't understand how people can just like not know what's going on coming up, like their work schedule or
Let's call it type B people.
the week, like I don't
No,
know.
you're like that. In a way. You're like
I'm not.
AB.
I look at the week. I check my calendar every single day because that's
I
like where I keep my
yes, I
tasks and
agree.
then like my things I know I need to do. I put it in my tasks on my Google Calendar and I check them off as I do them. I add them in every day. Every day. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
But it's so helpful for me to be like, I need to, whether it's call this person or pay that or book this thing on detailing. Or I think one thing Ma'a does that I think is also important is he picks 3 things each day. So for tonight, he's going to plan his day tomorrow and say, these are the 3 things I need to do tomorrow in this order of priority. You don't always get them every single time, but then you also include a few extra things that would be a bonus if you did get to them. And
Well, even someone like I'll get if I'm like forget I don't even know what tomorrow's gonna bring because through our slower seasons it was like that.
yeah.
I just put like 3 dumb things. I'd be like send a text to this person, go outside and drink your coffee, get an hour of maybe focus time.
Mhm.
Those would be my 3, like nothing to do with our work.
Yeah.
But then as soon I would check that off before like 10:30, I starts to feel amazing that I just checked off
Right.
3
The
things. The
dopamine.
3 things that I
Yeah.
just told myself yesterday, if I did these 3 things, I'm gonna
You're gonna feel
I'm gonna feel
accomplished for the day.
I'm gonna feel like I can rest my head. And I only choose a small amount of things, but they have to be the most prioritizing thing. Like those are the, things you need to get to feel like when you put your head down at the end of that night, you can say, I earned my rest today. I can go to bed thinking I did everything that I needed to do today
Mhm.
and I'm ready for tomorrow. And it takes 5
Yeah.
minutes the night before to plan 3 to 4 tasks.
And also, if even if it is, because like I was just saying, for example, your pants that have a stain on it that I have to clean, I haven't written that down, and
Damn.
so it
Yeah.
keeps
Well,
popping.
can you give more information on why there's a stain on my pants that did not sound? You can't tell me leave after that.
No, it's from the outside world.
No, no, something spilled on my pants. The shovel had like some liquid on it. I don't know how it last, but it spilled on my
Okay,
favorite
sorry.
pants.
Favorite pants. So I tried to wash them, it didn't come out, so I have to do some better
Yeah.
cleaning, and I know that's on my list of things to do, and I know it's not gonna take that long, but I just haven't gotten to it, and I also haven't written it in my notes, and so being realistic with myself, I should, like, maybe put that on my to-do list for, like, Friday. Not tomorrow because maybe I don't have time tomorrow if I have other things, right? So be realistic with yourself too and be like, "Okay, am I gonna have the, like, mental capacity to actually do this week at all? Maybe I should just put it to Monday." I don't know, I'll have a new brain on Monday. But you know what I mean? Like, knowing your limits and knowing what am I gonna be able to actually accomplish, put things on there that's gonna be realistic and also help you move forward. Okay, so yeah, sticking to, like, 3 things a day or I don't know. I feel like 3 is a good number. And yeah, some of those, maybe the 3 things, the total time it's gonna take you to do all 3 things is 45 minutes in a day, but the momentum that's gonna give you,
Yes.
checking one thing off the list makes you feel so good, so then you get rolled right into the next thing, like,
Yeah.
everybody says, "Make your bed in the morning." It gives you the momentum for the day to
Yes.
keep going, to get started, and to, have that, like, confidence. Every time you check something off gives you a little more confidence.
Yeah.
"Wow, I can do this. I'm
Can I
great."
can I also say, like, when you talking about the episode that the idea of mental capacity and, the spring cleaning your brain, when you start to, like, get rid of or checking out those smaller things to do, or you just start checking off or even making the list the night before, something big of making this 3 to 4, 5 tasks, at most 5, don't add any more than that,
Mhm.
unless you check it off in the middle of the day
Then you can add some
and
more.
you have time to get more tasks in, yeah,
Mhm.
of course. Be my guest, that's a great thing for you. Um, but
Nothing I love more than writing something on my list that I've already done just to check it off.
right, right, that's amazing. But, with this idea of writing the night before that I wanted to get to is when you can wake up the next day and all you have to do is it almost feels like just go through the motions, but it's like you have more urgency and motivation to go through these motions because you already know what you're gonna do, so it's a good thing you know what you're gonna do.
It's not a surprise.
In football, it taught me this is like a football principle. They say this a lot. You can't play fast like if you don't know your plays.
Mm,
You only play fast if you know what you're doing. And that's true. And if you ever reflect back to, anything in any sports, I'm sure the best time, like where you felt your best is when you're having fun and you weren't trying to learn like in volleyball. You're not. I wonder if I have to put both feet and then jump. No, you did that a long time ago when you were a kid.
mhm,
That's when you learned how to jump. Now it's just natural, and you did that over and over and over
mhm,
again, and you got really good at it. And now it's just, like because of all the practice that you did or all the tasks that you did in the past, now it's starting to come to fruition. It's starting to make you feel better. But like I said, you just write the task the day before. You have such a clear path on what you got to do the next day, and you can just go at it 100%. Like I wake up in the morning, I'm not afraid of like, I don't have to wonder what time do I have to leave to Salt Lake to make it on time. I know
mhm.
a general idea of when I have to leave because I have planned
Yeah.
the night before. I also like even the smallest things of if I could have filled up the gas the night before compared to
Mhm.
me going in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes, I can go do it in the morning, of course, but do I want to spend that 15 minutes to stop, get gas, all that stuff? Well, not to only mention with our goals of saving money, if I do that and I go to the gas station in the morning, I'm usually hungry in the mornings. It's probably gonna tempt me to go and buy, a drink or some kind of snack, but it's just bad habits that are gonna, come from that. So make those better decisions at the end of the day, especially for us as business
The
owners. It helps
separation
us.
is in the preparation.
Yeah, it is. It
Wise
really is.
man once told me.
It really is.
Okay, another thing that I put on here is if you're overwhelmed, and I think this also applies like just as a mom. Okay, wait, let me back up. I was thinking it probably applies differently if you like go to a 9 to 5 job every day and you just do what you're told at work. Like
Well,
it's different, but you could still apply this in different ways, Like there's still other things that need to get done.
yes, the idea of what we just talked about could apply for anybody.
Right.
You
I
don't
think
have to.
especially as a mom too, when you're the kind of stay-at-home parent and you kind of run the house, there's a lot that needs to get done. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot you think about all the time. How much toilet paper do you have left? Does everybody have deodorant? Are we almost out of toothpaste? Do I need a new shower liner? Like, I need to put that on my list.
Hmm.
Anyways, there's so many things that even if you write down the 3 things you're gonna do that day, like do 1 load of laundry, mop the floor, whatever it is. Like, it just helps to have it written down and know that you're getting things done every day that's, like, keeping you going and moving
Yeah,
forward and not, like, constantly overwhelmed because there's always so much to do. Because you're feeling like, "Oh, I'm getting stuff done every day," which I feel like everybody does that already. Like, this isn't
right.
groundbreaking news, but just pointing it out. Okay, so this goes in the next one. Making fewer choices every day helps. Like, setting yourself up to where you don't have to make so many choices is, like, good for the brain. Like, I feel like you wearing the same clothes every day, like, no hate,
Yeah.
seriously. But that helps you not think about, like, "What am I gonna wear tomorrow?"
Funny enough, remember when I said like clients love when it's like you made it so easy to say yes. I love that too. So I try to do whatever I can. Believe me, people think making your life easy is not a good thing. You can have a hard life, but try to find a way to make it more manageable by
Mhm.
doing things within it that will make your hard a little easier. I could wake up at if I didn't have the clothes that I knew I was going to wear tomorrow, I'd probably have to wake up 15 minutes earlier just to think about, okay,
Yeah.
I probably should wear these pants, but
Mhm.
oh wait, it's gonna be cold outside. I should wear this under it.
Mhm.
Like I take out, and I know that sounds dumb. You're like 15 minutes. Why can't you do that in the morning? If I can give myself 15 more minutes of rest and take out the thought of even thinking about what to wear,
Yeah.
I just want it's a win-win.
But yeah, I think that could apply in like even just having less clothes, less options helps and you can make it work.
Yeah.
Or like what you're eating every week, simplify it to where you're eating the same thing every week or every 2 weeks you're rotating your same 14 meals that you have and that's just less choices you have to make. You can look at your list of
Yeah.
10 things you're going to need to buy,
Which honestly is a little boring. Like if you think about it, it's not a fun way to
but
live
you
life.
could mix it up.
Right. But some people are like I said, like this is for us, this is what works for us because some people, like with the information that we're getting, it may sound like pushy.
I don't think so.
I know, but we may sound like hungry and giving advice on how to do this thing in life, how to do that thing in life. But the point really is what we're trying to say is find a way for you yourself to make it manageable.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, I know we just explain it using, business terminology or business terms or business analogies because that's just what we deal with every day. But like if you just step back and look at your own life and ask yourself, what
What
are
can you
areas in my
do
life, yeah,
to simplify it?
I need to get, and I want to improve on. So like a big thing for me was working out every day as much as maybe doing 30 minutes if I can, but just doing something of that each day. And I already know what I'm going to do on, it's upper body Monday or legs Monday, upper body Tuesday, like that even makes it easier.
Right. Yeah,
So
that type of stuff. And with the meals stuff, like, I don't even do that personally, but I'm just throwing out ideas, like, making less choices for you to have to make every day, you know what I mean? Having easy routines that you can follow. Anyways, okay, moving on. Another one, but I know it's hard, like, setting phone limits for yourself and designated maybe work hours, which I know is hard because it's the busy season. There's always messages, there's always people calling you, and I totally get that, but it's like, if you don't you're gonna drive yourself crazy if you never give yourself a break.
it's different when you have experience. Like I know what I did wrong last year that I wish I did, but now this year knowing what I could have fixed and maybe where we could have maximized our opportunities or where we could have grown our business
Mhm,
or where we could have even added services.
mhm.
I knew last year I actually slacked at doing a lot of that. And I wish, looking back, a lot of what I did going into this year was looking back at last year saying, what did I
What
know? Like
should we
this
do
season
differently?
was busy with this, that season was busy with that. How did I feel? What's my
Mhm,
experience? What could I do to make that, experience better
mhm,
come this next year? And I think we did a lot of that with prepping for loan, with
mhm,
prepping for lemon, with doing the things that we do for insurance. You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
it's just we're trying our best, but it's something you chip out every day. You're not gonna be perfect at it. You just
Yeah,
figure it out and make it manageable. We keep saying that, but literally make your life as manageable as you can by simplifying it, really.
mhm. But yeah, the phone limits apply to everybody because we probably all waste too much time on our phones,
Yeah,
but just a way to help you feel less overwhelmed, you know?
absolutely.
And just taking action, because if you just take the first step,
Express no, no. This is big for Libby. It's hard for her to take action. But it's good. I want you to talk
not
about
with
what
everything.
your experiences with taking action. Because guess what? In the years
Uh,
that I've known my wife talking about Botox, she actually did for the amount of things that she talked about and told me about, she did all that in the span of 4 weeks after just deciding to start. Four
yeah.
weeks instead of 4 years. So 4 years of talking about it, 4 weeks of doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, four. That's the new 4 for 4 for Mondays right there. That's the rule. Don't just talk about it. Matter of fact, maybe try not talking about it at all
Well,
and
okay.
just start.
I don't think that's always true, because there are some things in life that
Just start.
um
You just start.
no, there's some things in life that you need to plan out, and you need to make sure it's the right
I agree.
timing.
There's
If you don't have the finances, or
oh my gosh. That's exactly what they say entrepreneurs. That's what entrepreneurs who miss their opportunity of becoming something great is they
okay,
overanalyze their situation and they said, "Oh, this is how it's not going to work. This is how it's not going to work." Instead of just starting and making that shit, once you take your step, you make that shit work.
okay, I get that.
I'm saying you're going to make that.
There's
That's just
two
how I am.
sides, though. I know.
I mean that. No, I think that's your perspective. This is my perspective.
And
For
you're
me,
allowed to have that perspective, but
I don't
I
think there's two
also,
sides. I just think this is the way I see it. That's the way you see it. It's
but
not
I
two
see your
sides.
side. Like, I agree with you in some ways, but I also think for some things in life, you can't just, like, you probably need to put some thought into it. No? Like going back to nurse practitioner school, that's a big thing.
I mean, yeah, you should put some thought into a few things, or sometimes if you put too much thought in certain things, that's all you're gonna damn near do. You're only gonna be able to thought. You're gonna be sitting at home just with your thoughts, no action. You know what I mean? Like in
I'm
order to
just
get shit done, you got to do the shit.
right.
So
Take
call
a
to
step.
action, do the damn thing,
Take a baby step.
and don't overanalyze it. Just make it simple, like I just said.
It's hard to do that though. Easier said than done.
Yeah, but if you keep thinking about how hard it is, you're probably not gonna do the first step.
Okay, yes, you're right.
You think your dad talked about this too. Flip it.
Just
Flip the
start.
narrative. Flip the
No,
narrative. Instead of saying, what can I lose? What can you gain?
I totally agree. Okay. Last little thing is just like your environment, affects the way you think and feel and see the world. So if you need to declutter your space or get rid of stuff, or,
Yeah,
mentally, physically, it just makes you feel more clean. Everything has a spot to go to.
absolutely.
Huh?
I said absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe that
It's easier to keep it clean, more manageable,
yeah,
to have less stuff. I don't know. Just another thing
definitely.
that helps with the mental decluttering.
If you're for us as a business owner, something I really think about a lot is, and I remember telling this to your dad that when I first did their car years ago, and I said I like to clean it. Like my mom always told me to clean, clean things how I clean my ass because they had said the reason I said that line was because before I said that they said, "Oh my gosh, this looks like so clean. I've never seen it clean this before.
Mhm,
I've never seen it this clean before."
mhm,
And like to piggyback off of that, I had said that line, but it's real. Like if you're gonna offer for us, we're offering cleaning services, but also offering um landscape services, just services that people spend their hard-earned money
mhm,
to receive, and
mhm,
you wanna make it worth it, number 1, but you also like, if at home, if you're messy, you kinda take a part of that when you go to work. Maybe you're gonna be messy at work,
mhm,
you know what I mean?
mhm,
Like, it just translates, you know what I mean?
mhm.
It's it like working out when you work out, when you're working on football, you don't do volleyball workouts,
Mm,
you do the workouts that translate.
I
If you're
see.
practicing these habits of throwing your clothes on the ground, as my towel's sitting right there on the ground, or of not hanging up your clothes, not folding your clothes, not washing your clothes, not like some kind of moving system to make sure that these areas are either clean or there's a plan for them to be clean. Like if you are able to get to it at least once a week, where it
Mhm.
looks ugly 6, but you get to it.
Mhm.
Like, that's better than never cleaning it because it's always like, it's just gonna get messy tomorrow. That's a
Right.
mindset to have.
Yeah.
It's easy to say, like I just told you, the machines today, I probably didn't have to wash it today. Could have got away with washing it tomorrow. But I had told myself 2 days ago, I'm washing them Tuesday and I'm washing them Thursday.
Mhm.
But
Wait,
if
it's
I
Wednesday.
or I mean, I'm washing them Wednesday and I'm washing them Saturday
Oh,
this week.
okay.
And if I miss it, then, that could mean like a chain breaking on us at a job.
Mm.
That could mean all for
Just
maybe
threaten
yeah.
yourself.
Well, no, for all it's real things because if mud dries in the
No,
chains,
yeah, I know.
it can break. So those are risks that we take not washing them,
Mhm.
but it's also like, again, I could have easily pushed it to the next day,
Mhm.
but I just got it done, and now I know tomorrow I'm prepared for the next day
Love it.
fully.
I love it. I love it. Love it, I love it, I love it.
But
That's all my notes.
yeah, and I hope whoever just finds a task that or finds a system that helps you. I guess the idea we're talking about the whole podcast or the whole episode is like becoming a high achiever in whatever it is that you're doing. And the way that we found that worked for us is just being very intentional with the things that you're going to do in your life. So, like I said, we do 3 to 4 things the next day that we set aside are going to be the things that we think are important for us. So, based off of our priorities in our
Mhm.
life and our values, things that we believe in. So,
But
find it
yeah.
for yourself, and I promise you'll get at the end of the day, it only really helps you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's only gonna make your life better. It's only gonna add to the quality of your life, but you get to choose.
You're the
So,
only one who can do it for you.
yeah,
Oh, I'm tired.
work together. Find people who are in your same field, in your same circle, who can motivate you as well, and kind of find a way to flourish in that.
Mhm.
If you're on your own, figure out how to push and have great conversations with yourself in your head so you can keep the same confidence or keep confidence while you're moving along.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what helps us and Ma with ADHD and
Mhm.
being able to have a clear head to be able to be productive and, you know, keep going forward and not getting stuck. Because nobody wants to be stuck. We don't want to be stagnant. We want to keep moving.
Right, right, right.
What's the river quote? Rivers flow. Was there like a quote about rivers? Water, moving water? Can't remember, but
And there's got to be a quote out there about
there is something out there about rivers flowing. Moving water is clean.
the ripple effect. You drop a rock in the water and the waves go from it's like start from that one spot,
Uh-huh.
go all the way out. That's
That
the
could be
idea of
for good or
compound.
bad.
Yeah.
Good or bad, the ripples effect.
Effect.
All right, we gotta wrap it up.
All right.
Happy Aloha Friday, everybody.
Happy Aloha Friday.
Can someone leave us a review? It's
Have
been
a
a
good
while.
weekend. Stay blessed. Uh,
We
Try
love
to really make yourself
you, and we'll see you next week.
peace and love.